My. Welcome to Division Round Sunday of NFL Primetime. Chris Berman along with Booger. Booger's on assignment for the college football championship game. So we got the coach, my longtime friend Herm Edwards. Good to see you again.
Good to be back, my friend.
Listen, I've said this, I think, every round of the playoffs, right? If you like football,
oh boy,
how was today? How was that second game?
Unbelievable. I mean, the National Football League is smiling right now. They have the best game in town. Oh, I love it, especially playoff time, and you watch some of the endings of these games. Magnificent.
Well, I'll tell you what. Ending, how about the beginning? Listen, here we go with a team that not only lost 10 in a row last year, they started 0-2, and it's been cardiac Caleb. But then there's the LA Rams, the team that looked like and still may be the best team in football. So here we go to the land of deep dish pizza in a game played almost in a deep freeze. Why not, right? I know it was 17, but the wind chill and real feel was like 8 degrees, and that's what we're going with. The deep freeze.
Wow.
And beat the Bears 20-17. What a game again at Soldier Field. Sean McVay said, oh my goodness, we were tied, but in the end we won it.
You know, wow, what a great job by our group finding a way. Thought our defense was outstanding. Thought special teams made the plays that they had to make. And then offensively, I did not do a very good job for our group tonight, but I thought our guys were able to overcome it. I thought we were able to be at our best in the most important moments, be able to string together some drives. But, you know, you give them credit. I thought, you know, Coach Allen and those guys did a good job. The weather was a factor just for both teams in terms of just being able to throw and catch. You guys could see that. But the way that game went into overtime, I just love this resilience and the resolve of this group where, man, we start off, you feel like you're getting a little bit of momentum. I make a terrible 3rd down and 1 call. No excuse for that. Should have used the timeout. They did a good job of having a good call on there, and then we got to punt it out. And I thought our defense, you know, they just made them snap it one more time. It looked like they were getting themselves close to field goal range, and what a freaking play by Cam Curl. I thought our defense came up time in and time out tonight.
Well, I mean, that just happened, obviously. So, look, let's start with the Rams. They have had an interesting path from the time that they lost at the very end of Seattle, and then all of a sudden they lost Atlanta. They couldn't play for the 1 seed. So now they've been these nomads.
Yes.
They play this long game at Carolina. They weren't expecting another 4-quarter game. They play this 5-quarter game. But they come out of it, these California guys, they're not really California guys. They get Stafford and Adams back in the NFC South. But let's give hats off. I know they gave up the big play at the end. Their defense played the best it has in about 5 weeks. Rams, my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, and it needed to. It made the necessary plays when the moment presented itself. Mm-hmm. And this was a game going back and forth. It's amazing the weather didn't affect these offenses at all. Right? Throwing the football, they act like it was 60 degrees outside. That was not a factor. And the way they played the Rams, the moment was never too big for them. They just kept fighting, and they found a way to make enough plays to eventually win this football game.
Well, so Rams defense, which statistically was way up there, but not up Houston, Seattle range, came up big. I understand that they gave up the tying pass, which was an amazing play. Matthew Stafford, when he had the ball for the second time, did we doubt? They had 2 14-play drives. One in the 4th quarter was like 91 yards. So it wasn't all game long like the Rams can play like that. But did we doubt, given a second chance, that they would deliver?
No, because it's Matthew Stafford. Yeah. He's been in too many games like this. And remember, when the season, before it even kicked off, the Rams did not know if Matthew Stafford was going to play this year, right? And now he finds himself here. Now he's headed to the championship game, playing a team that he's very familiar with in Seattle Seahawks. We'll get into that later. But Matthew Stafford, when the moment was big, he was available and he made the throws. He made some beautiful throws in some tough conditions. But as we know, and you mentioned it earlier, he played for the Detroit Lions. So he's used, you know, people say, well, they play in a dome, they're in LA. People forget, for 12 years he played in the NFC North. By the way, he played against the Green Bay Packers. He played against Chicago Bears in these elements when he was in that division.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, look, the Rams, they were the favorites to and still may be. You know, with 4 weeks to go, they certainly were until Seattle kind of leapfrogged them. We'll get into that. Caleb, okay, this time cardiac Caleb, they didn't win the game. that play. I mean, we've seen these throws, the Packer games, both Packer games. I mean, they said 55 yards in the air. I mean, it's like Fran Tarkenton going back there.
Correct. Who does this? And he does it every week. This is not luck. I mean, he makes throws like this every week on his back foot. Very accurate throws. I mean, this is just one of those deals you have to make the play, and he was able to do it.
Look, I know he's done this all year long, but different perspective for you. Arizona State head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, Caleb, we know what he was at college at USC, but cold weather, second year, did you see in him some of this or all of this translate into the pros going back to your college days?
I would say that very talented young guy. He needed to be bridled. He needed to be coached up a certain way. Ben Johnson comes in there. Think about it this way. He took 68 sacks prior to this season. He's a different quarterback. Different offense. I get all that. But Ben Johnson has done a remarkable job with this young man. He has talent. I mean, if you're a Chicago Bear fan, you watch this game, it didn't turn out like you'd like it, but you have your quarterback for the next decade. Mm-hmm. He is your guy.
And they got their coach for the next
That's
decade.
exactly
You don't
right.
ever say the next decade. I mean, I want to, that's like the announcer's curse. Ben Johnson comes in. They even started 0-2. I know that's September, and it's a long time ago. But the way they've won a lot of these games with Caleb, and he's not alone. I mean, these receivers are making catches.
Yes.
They ran the ball differently. This was the only team in the division that didn't make, in their division, the NFC North, that didn't make the playoffs last year. Everybody else made it. This year, they're division champ. Now, I was going to do this on my own. The Bears lost. I'm doing it anyway for you Bear fans. We ain't here. It's Walter Payton, the late, great Walter Payton.
Oh, boy.
Said, we ain't here to cause no trouble. We just want to get to the Super Bowl shuffle. They're so much closer than anybody thought they would be. So hats off to Chicago.
Exactly right.
Bears on the map. And that leads us to the New England Patriots, very firmly back on the map at home against Houston, who was the last 3-4 years the playoff perennial. You know the Patriots story, 8 wins last 2 years, but Mike Vrabel in, they were 1-2. That's ancient history. Here we go to frosty Foxborough.
And for more, we're pleased to take you back out to the site. We're part of our award-winning team with the NFL on CBS. Melanie Collins joins us now. Melanie, these Bear games, they've been steeped in this sort of drama all season long. They run out of it this time, and it's L.A. walking away the winner, headed to an NFC title game. What did you take in those final moments?
Oh my gosh, Joey, what an insane finish to this one. I feel like I'm still catching my breath. You got to love playoff football, and you got to love what these Chicago Bears have done late in games. It just wasn't enough tonight. But gosh, this one started out great. You know, the Bears drove down the field. Caleb Williams throws an interception. So the Rams come back down and go up 7-0. The Bears answer and tie it up at 7. And it really felt like both offenses kind of went stagnant after that. That is until the fourth quarter, just when the Bears like to put something together, and really just when the Rams like to put something together as well. Down 7, 2 minutes on the clock for the Bears, just where they like to be. And you see one of the most incredible throws from Caleb Williams to find Cole Kmet in the end zone to force overtime in this one. It's something he's done all season long. We're getting used to it by now, his late game heroics. But again, in overtime, it just wasn't enough. Cam Curl came up with a massive interception to give the Rams the ball back, and they come down the field to kick the game winner. But gosh, what an insane game. Late game heroics from both teams once again, but the Rams move on to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, let's call it a youthful hope for those fans in Chicago who are on to the offseason, but it's the elder statesman in Matt Stafford that's on to the NFC title game. And Melanie, I think by his standards, or the standards that he's set for us to see throughout his illustrious career, this wasn't the one that he's going to love watching the tape of. What did you make of Stafford's performance, and how did these Rams pull it out in the end?
Yeah, he admitted post-game that it certainly was not one of his better performances. It didn't look like the weather affected them all on that opening drive, and then really the offense struggled to find a rhythm. Stafford was missing open receivers. Devontae Adams didn't even have a catch until the fourth quarter. It felt like the offensive line was struggling to protect Stafford as the Bears defense put a lot of heat on him in this game tonight. Overall, just not a great performance from Stafford, but there's a reason he's a vet, and he's been talked about all season long as an MVP favorite, because they find a way. They keep chipping away. They don't give up, and that's what the Rams did tonight, and that's what Matthew Stafford did. He found a way late in the game to come back and make something happen, and they did. And yeah, an unbelievable finish from the Rams and Matthew Stafford tonight. That's what makes him so great.
And it gives us an all NFC West, NFC title game, a well-represented division all season long, and here in our final game in the conference, Melody. When you look at such a known opponent, were any of the Los Angeles Rams keen to talk about that known opponent at this point just yet?
Not just yet. They were still taking in this game, but if you look at the regular season series, they split that, and back in Week 16, they gave us one of the most insane games of the regular season. I believe Seattle was down 16 points in the fourth quarter to the Rams and came back to win it. So the Rams are going to be back for revenge. It's going to be an insane atmosphere in Seattle with the 12th man. Seattle dominated San Francisco in the divisional round, especially their defense. It is going to be tough sledding for the Rams, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure some things out on offense before that NFC Championship game if they want any chance against the Seattle Seahawks. But what an incredible NFC Championship game that is going to be. Can't wait for it.
Melanie Collins, it only gets warmer from here, and that I can promise. We appreciate you stopping by here on HQ.
Thanks, Joe.
What a game there in Chicago. The clock strikes midnight at what has been a Cinderella this season. The Bears outperforming all preseason expectations, but just not enough against these Los Angeles Rams. The 5 seed knocks off the 2, and we get again Rams-Seahawks in your NFC title game come Sunday.